Welcome to another little episode. Welcome to another little outing. I'm out again in search of colour. Autumn colour. I don't think I'm going to get much autumn photography done this year. I'm busy with work and I'm busy with other things. One of those things is Connie's just had pups, which is why she's not with me today. The only dog I've got is Pippa. I would have brought Isla, but Isla being Isla, she's got a cauliflower ear basically. So she's probably going to have to go to the vet tomorrow. So I don't want to bring her out this evening and get her all clagged up, sludged up, because she will find every crappy, muddy puddle she can to go and roll in. And then I'm going to have to bath her, I'm going to have to brush her before I take her to the vets, which is quite an episode. So she's at home, Connie's at home with her 7 pups. Show you them now. And I'm out with Connie. And I've come to a local woodland that I've been to before. I came for a little scout round the other night. It's now Sunday evening. Came Friday evening, I think. Little scout around. Found a few little compositions, autumn compositions. It's a dull and overcast day really. But we have got some light streaming through the canopy. So I'm going to go back to a couple of the little compositions, the places that I found on Friday, and see what they look like now. The sun is behind a cloud at the minute, but when it drops below that cloud line, between the cloud line and the horizon, it should cast some nice light through trees. That's the plan anyway. So I have now definitely lost the light. Early on when I came, I was photographing an oak tree back there somewhere, and early on, just before sunset, the sun was casting some lovely light through these trees from sort of that direction. I don't know whether you can see where it's sun setting just over there, but obviously it's gone down behind the horizon now, and I've lost the last of the light. So what I'm going to probably do is split this vlog into 2 and come back again. Maybe one evening if I can get finished before sunset. But if not, I'll come back next weekend, because somebody hadn't told this woodland that it's autumn. This section of woodland and the bracken and the woodland floor is clearly brown. Bracken's starting to die off. I like it when it's like this, brown, before the wind and the frost gets to it and it flattens it all. But there is still a lot of colour in the canopy of this woodland, and hopefully these this is the section of birch tree or birch tree woodland that I saw earlier, and there's a couple of lovely little compositions. I like that there where there's the oak tree cutting diagonally across the frame, and it's surrounded by sort of vertical birch trees, them lovely silverback birch trees. And there's also, I don't know whether you can see, it's a little bit dark, but there's an oak tree there that sort of splits into two, the trunk splits into two, and that's flanked by birch trees as well. So hopefully when I come back, if I can come when the sun is above here, because there is a little bit of a breaking canopy as well, when the sun's above and it's casting some light onto this carpet floor and onto the leaves of these trees and obviously onto the bark of these birch trees, that should make a pretty or I'll be able to find a couple of pretty decent compositions amongst all that lot. There's no point taking it now from here, it's just a little bit hectic and a little bit mad. There's that scene there, plus obviously there's no light, but it's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to come back. I left it a little bit late actually, to be honest, to get here, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to try and get that. I've got 2 shots, or more than, well, photographs from 2 compositions from 2 different places, 2 other places that I'd found on Friday, a couple of shots from each so far, but you'll join me again. The next time you'll see me, I'm going to be back here at this composition here where these birch trees are and these oak trees, on a different day at a different time. So I'll see you all then. Bye. I'm back. Morning everybody, come back to this woodland, this local woodland that I come to quite a lot. It's where I walk dogs. And actually I've got Isla as well today. She's better. She's still got a bit of a cauliflower here, but she's better. She's happy now, finding all sludge and mud and rancid pools of water that she can go and jump in, probably injure herself again. But yeah, she's out with us as well anyway. Connie's still at home. She's still got her pups. They're coming on really strong. They'll be 4-week-old on Monday. 4 of them were reserved. We've got a Harry, a Daisy, a Fern and a Maple. So they're coming on really strong, so that's all good news. So anyway, I've come back to this woodland and I'm going to go back to that scene that I left when I were here last. It's been a while. We're going to come back the day after, or a couple of days at most after I left. It's been about 8 days. So a lot's changed in those 8 days. We've lost a lot of leaves. Colours are changing. Wind's picked up. So I'm thinking that when I get there I'm going to lost the best of the colour. I'm a sucker for a silver birch in autumn with yellow leaves, and the lovely rustic coloured bracken underneath it. But we'll see when I get there. I'm thinking Sam could have probably lost most of the leaves. Bracken's still going to be there, but we'll see. So I'm going to walk down here, walk through this wood for about 10 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I've got a, hopefully, better mic system. I've invested. I've done away with all that cheap Amazon crap. Bought myself a Rode Wireless Go. Put it second hand. Got it off Facebook Marketplace. Hardly being used. So which way is it? This way. Come on, dogs. So hopefully the audio on this section of this vlog is going to be better than audio from previous vlogs. But we'll see. It's all trial and error. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit when I get to them birches. So this bench here, when I was walking through wood back home last week before last, I've seen this bench before and never really thought of trying to make a composition out of it. But when I was going home the other night, it was nearly dark actually, and these beech trees here, I mean, they've lost the leaves now, but they were in full leaf and they were in full colour, and the leaves were wet around it. The bench were wet itself. There were leaves on the bench, and I thought it made a pretty nice composition. So that was the last photograph that you saw. Okay, and it was just a bit of a fluke composition, really. Like I said, it was nearly dark. I just saw this bench, saw these two beech trees, took a few photos from different angles, and while I was here, I noticed, and I've noticed them again today. I don't know whether you can see from there, but I like the idea of young and old, and there's some lovely beech trees, some young beech trees just starting to grow, some beech saplings, whatever you want to call them. And there's one particular nice one up there that I like, growing at the base of a silver birch. I like silver birch anyway, and I like the contrast between the rustic colours of that beech sapling and that birch bark. And there's a few around this area. So before I make my way to those birch trees that are just behind you there, I'm going to have a little walk around this area here and see where I can find, see what I can see. So you stay there, stay there. Yeah, this one's nice here as well, in between these two small trees. I don't know what they are. But that one up there is the one that I'm fancying taking a photograph of. The one that's growing at the base of that birch tree. There's some litter around this one as well. Kids have obviously done the best to pick up the rubbish. Not. But yeah, I think I'm going to get set up and I'm going to take a photograph of that before I actually make my way to those birch trees that I saw. And I fancy that I'm back here to photograph. There looks to be a lovely old twisted oak tree as well, a little bit further over there. I'm going to go and get that as well if I can. Still got plenty of colour on it. Okay, so it's almost dark, and photography wise that's been a really poor shoot, really poor outing, really disappointing outing. I've lost the transmitter for my microphone, my wireless transmitter. It's somewhere between where I was, the other end of this wood, photographing that beech sapling, and here. I've traced my steps back, had a look around, traced my steps back to here, had another look, been back and forth again, just to make sure that it weren't on the path, because obviously that path's fairly well trodden. I didn't want anybody to walk on it and just stumble up on it in the morning or whatever and never get it back. So it's somewhere in here amongst all this bracken. I'm going to have to retrace my steps. I'm gutted. I've tied dogs up. Dogs are over there. I don't know whether you can see them. Dogs are tied up. I put my bag down. My camera's away. I'm going to have to retrace my steps from here and zigzag where I think I've walked. You see, it all looks same. I think I went, there's a bit of a clearing there and it's quite thick here, bracken, and I think I went in from that right hand side there, cut in through that clearing and in between those birch trees. I think that's the way I went anyway. So I'm going to have to retrace my steps and hope that I can find it. The light's on it, the light's flashing. I'm hoping I can see the light flashing. It's dropped dark now. I'm hoping I can see the green light flashing. But I'm gutted. I'm gutted. So if I can't find it tonight, I'm going to have to come back tomorrow morning. I'm going to have to get up really early and come back tomorrow morning before. I don't suppose anybody's going to go in that bracken where I've been. But you never know. Somewhere in here. I swear that was not staged. I had got no idea where in that bracken I lost this microphone. I'm just so pleased I found my transmitter. And I'm out of breath now. I'm trying to rush back. It's dark, almost. I'm trying to rush back to the truck before it gets too black. And I can't see where I'm going. Luckily I know where I am. I know, I've been through here many times. I know it like the back of my hand. But I'm out of breath. I'm unfit. So that's it. I don't think I'm going to get back to that clearing, those birch trees, for autumn. I'm really busy at work and we've got family coming to stay next weekend. So I doubt whether I'll get back. I'll probably leave those birch trees while winter. Hopefully there'll be a bit of a dumping of snow and I'll be able to get some high key images of snow and birch trees and such. So that's it from me. If you've liked it, please like it through YouTube. If you've liked it and you want to share it, please share it, and subscribe if you would. A comment would be excellent through YouTube. It just gets me a little bit more recognition with YouTube. I want to generate a few extra subscribers. I've only got 34. I had 33 last week. I've got another one. I don't know who. I wish I could find out. But thanks to everybody anyway. Thanks to everybody for watching. It's been a bit of a cobbled together outing in 2 sections. So that's it. Thanks very much for joining me. I'm going to go home now and have a beer. I'm going to chillax a little bit. Bye.